Economics seeks to explain how many allocate finite resources to produce, distribute, and consume goods and services to satisfy desire. It can be divided into two branches: macroeconomics and microeconomics. Explain. There are a lot of teachers who can't explain to their students why they have to study, and I think that's an issue. Leo turns up late so often that he doesn't even bother giving explanations anymore. Without explanatory comments, I wouldn't really be able to understand Shakespeare's writing. Allocate. You should allocate this task to the new graduate because it's pretty straightforward. This new database will let us more accurately track the allocation of staff to projects. Finite, 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 finite. We only have a finite amount of time, so we should make sure we spend it wisely. Resource. I have big ambitions, but I don't have the resources to realize them. I'm glad Beard's summiting Everest with me because he's one of the most resourceful people I know. The company is planning to recruit more people because it's under-resourced right now. Consume. I feel super hungry after studying because my brain consumes so much energy when I concentrate. Goods. The prices of household goods have increased like crazy since last year. Desire. The author of this book says letting go of desires brings us to the next stage of our lives. But I think that's impossible for humans to do. Slick advertising can make anything look desirable. Macroeconomics is the study of aggregate, aggregate economy, gross domestic product, inflation rates, and unemployment rates are considered key indicators in assessing the ability of fiscal and monetary policies to achieve the restoration and stable growth of economics. Aggregate. The winner of this competition will be decided through an aggregate score of home and away games. Why is our gross profit looking so bad this month? That's so gross. I can't believe my pay rise was less than inflation. Do we need a pump to inflate the balloons? Fiscal. Apple's fiscal year always ends on the last Saturday of September. Monetary. Monetary incentives are good tools to motivate people, but non-monetary ones are also important. Restoration. The restoration of the building is taking ages, but it's going to look awesome once it's done. Do you know how I can restore my files? Growth. At work, I take advantage of all opportunities that help my growth and development. You've grown since the last time I saw you. I grew up in Japan. There's a growing demand for digital marketing skills in the job market. The discipline of microeconomics, on the other hand, has to do with prices and the supply and demand of commodities that are sold and purchased by individuals, households, and farms. Have to do with. So what does that have to do with me? Removing these videos has nothing to do with my copyright infringement. Price. What's the price for this? My suit was a little bit pricey, but I think I'll be wearing it for a long time. Supply. OPEC sometimes uses oil supplies to increase oil prices. Commodity. The prices of commodities are mainly determined by supply and demand. Sell. Trading sounds so easy. I just need to buy low and sell high, right? I'm not sold on what this ad is saying. This handbag is one of the best-selling items this year. Is this scarf for sale or just on display? I can't afford a delay in my pay because I don't have any salable assets right now. Purchase. You can purchase anything online nowadays. I'm having a hard time finding a purchaser for my old phones. Household. I think it's amazing that women are now the primary breadwinners in more and more households. Although some disagree, many assert that these two areas should be simultaneously considered, as the behavior of individual economic agents and their choices examined as part of microeconomics profoundly underpin macroeconomic phenomena. Disagree. I don't disagree with your idea, but I still feel like there's a better one. I had a disagreement with my boyfriend last night, but we are all good now. I'm surprised that you don't get along with Jane, but because she's not really disagreeable. You should assert yourself more in the workplace. I've had a successful career mainly because I'm assertive in everything that I do. Simultaneously. 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 I can't do two things simultaneously. So let me focus on one thing at a time. Agent. What's the easiest way to become a CIA agent? Choice. I personally think studying abroad gives you better options, but the choice is yours. It was really hard to choose between the two, but I went with the red shot instead of the pink one. I'm a very choosy person when it comes to making friends. Profoundly. I'm profoundly thankful for all your support. I'm not sure if what he says is actually profound or whether it just sounds that way because he uses because. Underpin. Do you have any statistical data to underpin your theory? The economic review. Is the US trade deficit actually becoming a problem? The US has been notorious for its trade deficit, i.e., imports exceeding exports, since at the 1970s. Some claim that it exposes the country to the risk of bankruptcy, bankruptcy and blame countries such as China for causing trade friction that leads to this deficit. If true, curbing imports by creating trade barriers is it to tariffs to shift to a surplus position may be valid. However, many economists argue that the negative image of deficits is an illusion, as trade deficits are equivalent to investments from abroad. For example, if a US wholesaler imports shoes from China, they trade dollars for Chinese yuan. The entire enti- the entity earning those dollars then invests in US assets such as treasury bills, corporate stocks, and real estate. Overall, this foreign investment has a positive impact on the US economy. Notorious trade deficit, import, export, expose, bankruptcy, bankruptcy, friction, curb, barrier, barrier. At the end of the day, I think language learning comes down to removing mental barrier, barriers. Tariff, 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 surplus, illusion, equivalent, earn, asset, bill, stock, real estate. Overall, many urge that successful corporations share common traits such as solid financial management practices, appropriate budgeting process, sound investments, and dedicated dedicated employees. But having these does not unnecessarily guarantee a company's success. Corporation. He only built this corporation 2 years ago, and he's already making a ridiculous amount of money. My favorite corporate slogan is Nike's Just Do It. Management. The result of his department's employee survey make me doubt his management abilities. Management has taken action to turn it around. I managed to graduate from my university, even though my grades weren't great. Previous managerial experience is required for this job post. Budgeting. The CFO implemented a more efficient budgeting system to save the financial team time. Investment. The best investment you'll ever make is in your own education. I'd rather invest money in property than spend it on drinking. Necessarily. Getting a full score on TOEIC doesn't necessarily mean that you write, speak, and understand English as well as a native English speaker. What ingredients would you say are absolutely necessary for making curry? Guarantee. I guarantee that this will be the best book you'll ever read. Company. There are rumors that his company is affiliated with the mafia. Do you want some company? I'll keep you company until your cab comes. In fact, most of the world's highly profitable and fastest growing companies foster innovation by encouraging employees to take the initiative to implement changes. This innovation competency com, competency is far more critical than any other in establishing a competitive edge. Profitable. We need to determine if adopting the new system is really profitable for our company. Faster, 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 faster. I need a strict coach to foster my talent. Initiative. He took the initiative to help out the victims of the earthquake in Japan. Contempancy. How many English com, 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 competency? How many English competency is needed to study abroad at an Ivy League school? Far. I'm jealous of you because you are far more intelligent than I am. As far as I know, he hasn't finished his work yet. As far as I'm concerned, Freddie Mercury is the greatest singer of all time. How much further is it to our hotel? Competitive. Why is everybody so competitive? I thought it was supposed to be a warm-up game. I hate how we are made to compete against each other. I prefer to improve myself so that I can help others. Having an extra day of rest will give our team a bit of an edge over the opposition. Since you can speak English, I think you have the edge in this company. Google, for example, has explicitly focused on breeding a relaxed rather than stringent culture to prioritize novel ideas over instant perfection in order to remain ahead of the curves. Explicitity. Explicitity. Even though the teacher explicitly explained the details of the activity, several students still had no clue what to do. I like how many boss always gives me very explicit instructions on how he wants to everything something done. Read. Politicians need to be careful what they say in public so that they don't breed discrimination against certain groups. Dark web forms breeding groups for crime. Relaxed. I spent a relaxed weekend in Hawaii with my girlfriend. This yoga pose will help you relax your back muscles. Relax, this test isn't that hard. Reading a book on a hammock is very relaxing. Stringent. Stringent. In the US, there are stringent laws governing underage drinking. Nobel. I heard our professor was awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for discovering a novel antibiotic. So it's still a novelty in this country. A novelty in this country. Perfection. Perfection. He always demands perfection from his teammates. Even though this car is 3 years old, it's in perfect condition because it's been serviced regularly. Curb. I love these curves on this building. See through me a curveball during the interview. As a result, not only has this strategy played an absolutely vital role in making the company's business sustainable, it has also boosted its revenue and profit margin exponentially. Exponentially. Absolutely. Since last week, she's been absolutely addicted to bubble tea and drinks it twice a day. How can you work like that? Your office is absolute mess. Business. I heard this business is going well and that he'll be opening a second store in Osaka. The store went out of business last year. He got super drunk and crashed at my place yesterday. Business as usual. Sustainable. We need to stop relying on power plants and instead look for more sustainable energy sources. He traveled around to a few organic farms to learn how to live sustainably. Boost. His seminar on studying English boosted my confidence. Revenue. The annual revenues of the largest companies in Australia are pretty small compared to those of Japanese companies. Margin. The coffee shops have good profit margins? There's no margin for error here, so I have to make sure it's a good shot. I was only making marginal improvements each month, so I stopped going to painting lessons. Interestingly, your happiness increases a lot when your personal income rises from 4 million to 6 million yen. But happiness only grows marginally when your personal income rises from 10 million to 12 million yen. Exponentially, exponentially, exponentially. Once he immersed immersed himself in the culture, his Spanish improved exponentially. There has been exponential growth in the number of TikTok users over the last 3 years. Wow. Details. We have a great opportunity for an experienced sales manager who can lead and organize our sales representatives to deliver consistent results and provide outstanding customer service to our clients. The successful candidate will exhibit professional behavior and possesses the following quantifications and qualities: minimum of 3 years of work experience relevant to the occupation, excellent verbal and written communication skills, ability to direct and coach a sales team to operate in the most productive and cost-efficient manner, dedication to providing a great customer service. An MBA will be an advantage. This position reports directly to the executives. We also offer amazing perks including fully covered medical insurance plan, competitive compen- compensation plus commissions, free tax return services, retirement pension. If this sounds like you, please send an email to robot at davitretal.com with your resume attached. Robot Gordon, Recruitment Manager. Job Inquiry Sales Manager. Dear Robot, my name is Charlie, and I'm very interested in the job posting for the role of sales manager for David Retail. I believe my experience is great match for the job vacancy. I'm currently the sales manager for IT solution enterprises, but have been seeking an opportunity to work in the retail industry. In my current role, I have had over 5 years of experience managing a large sales teams, 100 plus reps, to achieve outstanding sales results. I was also in charge of running multiple sales campaigns and loyalty programs. For example, I led the creation of an Instagram promotion campaign to market our new accounting software, which boosted quarterly sales by more than 30%. 30%. In addition to my practical work experience, I also have an MBA from Cornell University. My work experience and skills will allow me to provide in-depth analytics and actionable insights to greatly improve the marketing and sales of your merchandise, which makes me the ideal candidate for this role. Thank you for your consideration. I look forward to hearing from you. Regards, Charlie. Representative. Consistent. Customer. I really hate when customers behave like they are God. Service. Candidate. Exhibit. Qualification. Occupation. What's your occupation? Barber. Productive. I feel guilty when I'm not productive. Advantage. Executive. Insurance. Compensation. Compensation. Commission. Tax. Retirement. Pension. Resume. Recruitment. Match. Do you think my belt and shoes have to match? Vacancy. Enterprise. Retail. Charge. My phone won't charge properly. Campaign. Quarterly. Quarterly. Merchandise. I'm looking forward to seeing you.